is love in the room. Well, if it's in our loving tongue, baby, is love in the room. Don't whine on me here, lady. Is love in the room. If he wanna fight and stray, is love in the room. We playing with House Monday in the ladies' room. Don't worry, us. She's safe. You're giving topic to Aruna. Study your place. Your woman outside with cousin whole day. You can't see face. The story end up on ladies' room. You disappear without trace. Voila. If all she know is papi show and stress outside, is love in the room. If you wanna have to girl, take care, they bust the files. Well, if it's in her loving tongue, baby, is love in the room. Don't whine on me here, lady. Is love in the room. If he wanna fight and stray, is love in the room. We playing with House Monday in the ladies' room. Oh, na na na. It's only love in the ladies' room. It's love in the room. It's love in the room. Well, if it's in her loving tongue, baby, it's love in the room. Don't whine on me here, lady. It's love in the room. If he wanna fight and stray, it's love in the room. We playing with House Monday in the ladies' room. Don't worry, us. She's safe. You're giving topic to Aruna. Study your place. Your woman outside with cousin whole day. You can't see face. The story end up on ladies' room. You disappear without trace. Voila. If all she know is papi show and stress outside, is love in the room.
And we are back in the room for today, Thursday, October 9th. Good morning again, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for being here. And, of course, special thank you to our sponsors, Nirvana Spa and Detox. Thank you so very much to our friends at Beacon Insurance and Western Union for being here for another show. As always, we appreciate you for making it happen. Hold on, let me see. What did I do wrong over here? Oh, so how did it get there? Oh, that's not good. That's not. Oh, I need to then do it over. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's so good to have you guys back for another show. And I just want to say special morning to our viewers on YouTube, our viewers on Facebook. Yeah, those of you on the live stream, or if you're listening via radio, Thank you so much. 95.1, 95.3. Or you've got the Power app. Yeah, that lets you take us with you wherever you go. All right. So if you have not downloaded the app as yet, that's what happened. I need you to. Okay, I need you to do that. Save and delete. Hold on, I need to just delete something here. Move to bin. Okay, there we go. So for those of you already here, kindly share up for me. Thank you so very much. We have a lot to discuss this morning. All right, like I said, Mix Up Thursday. So want to do a little bit of everything, if you know what I mean, because there's a lot happening. And before we do anything else, just to why is it not share to your story? Okay, something is not working for me this morning. Yeah, who's here? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Shante. Yeah, you were absent yesterday, and nobody took up your responsibilities. They all came, had a seat, and thank God others got the notification. The uselessness of Jackie Douglas Adams and Naya. It's evident every day. Don't even know why I even bother to put them in the room. But anyway, Shante, good to have you back. Good morning, Marianne. Good morning. Got up quick to come on ball morning, eh? But not even one tag from her yesterday. Anyways, Madam Adams, have a good day, eh? Morning, Melvin. Melvin Brown, Empress D. Marshall, big up yourself. Narissa, shout out my Canada peeps. Good to have you on the inside. Val, good morning. Clarina, Nubian Modest. Who else is here? Jackie Chaiton, Marvelyn Thomas, Linda Pearl, Rendell, Amadi, good morning. Krista, hey Marvelyn, good morning. Rachel, Diane, good morning. Morning, Ambika. Good morning, Abigail, Tamasha, Kimberly, Karen, Donna, Nadia. Good morning, Roxanne Scott. Good morning, Michelle Charles. You didn't bring in chocolate from. I don't do chocolate. I don't like. I'll talk about it after you. Just morning, Darren. Don't call me name. Like morning, Vanessa. Donna Isaac. Good morning, Rhonda Donald, Karen Williams, Marisho. What hi. Morning, Sonia. Unison, yeah, you're coming in. I guess y'all are just getting the notification. Come on in, quick and fast. I'm church people and I'm doing the most this morning. I'm Christians, in the name of the Lord. Morning, Cam. Happy Thursday. Chanel. Gasha Williams, good morning. Chanel, I want to applaud you and the guys, the folks in the U.S. for doing those series of fundraising to help Binta. Saw your post this morning that the funds you raised are able to cover at least 3 months of her treatment for breast cancer. And remember, we are in breast cancer this month, October, designated as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So it's important to feel for those lumps. It's important to get checked, yeah? Ultrasounds, etc., mammograms, etc. Get yourself checked. And make sure you stay on top of it and not when it's, far gone. Feel for those lumps. I remember we used to have body check day. It used to be the 12th of every... Body check day is supposed to be the 12th of every month, where you either your friend or somebody or your partner, whatever, they will feel for, those unusual lumps. It may be painful, may not be painful, but if you feel, consistently feel, you would detect if there are any unusual bumps or lumps. So we have to stay on top of that because breast cancer is very high on the list of cancers. All right, so we have to be on top of it. Morning, Gabby. Hi. But hi, guys. Mel, what was the question you asked me earlier on? I skipped it. But sweets. I'm not a sweet person. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but I don't like. I'm not a chocolate person. I don't know, sweet things, it makes me feel, it makes my skin like feel itchy. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not a fan of like sweet stuff. Like, These people who just indulge in a lot of ice cream and a lot of cake and candies. And there's only one chocolate per se that I like, the Ferrero Rocher. It's Ferrero Rocher. Yeah, I like it. I like the crunchy, um, nutty, whatever rice-ish flavor. But other than that, I'm not really a sweet fan. I think my favorite snack is popcorn. Yeah, I like not the sweet and salt popcorn. I like that just the popcorn and you with a little salt. A little salt, that's it. I'm not even a fan of like I'm not a snack person. I do food. So by the time I eat my food I full up, I ain't have room for snack. I'm not big on snacks at all. Maybe that's why I always my weight fluctuates. I'm not a snack person. Yeah, so get yourselves checked out, guys, and make sure that you're okay. So I have about 6 different chocolate by my bed, and I know how red answer wrote. Nah, I don't like chocolate. So people sit down and just eat chocolate. It's just too sweet. It makes you like hyper. It makes you I don't know. I just don't feel good when I eat a lot of sweets. Chocolate is one of them. So bring a malt for me. I'll quicker drink the sweet malt. But it's not even that sweet, but I said I don't like sweet stuff, like a lot of ice cream that is sweet. If I do have ice cream, I don't do like the rum and raisin type with, the raisins that's added sugar. There are ice creams that you can have that isn't as sweet as others based on the brand and the type. So those I will indulge in from time to time, but it's not something I make a regular habit of. You wouldn't come to my house and see my freezer filled with ice cream all the time. Once in a blue moon, probably, but you wouldn't find sweet stuff, much sweet stuff around me, because I'm not a sweet snack type of person. Anyways, said Toblerone. That thing's sweet, man. Glenda Rennie from Los Angeles, California, welcome. So, 2 things before we get into the Christian people business. This is making the rounds on social media. I don't know I'm not sure if it's accurate, but WPG10 put it out there, and they usually are very accurate with their news reporting. So I'm going to take it to mean that it is accurate, but it is making the rounds. I'm seeing a lot of people, adding their 2 cents on it. And it's to do with the U.S. to ask Grenada to allow it to deploy military assets. And according to Carib Update News, Grenada is regarded as a strategic location for Washington's current maneuvers, being located about 100 miles from Venezuela. Me know what all day, but me ain't like the sound of that. I don't know what the outcome will be, but the way the Orange Man dishing out left, right, and center tariffs here, there, and then pulling visas here, there, and it's like literally bullying you into complying with what they want. This, I don't know. I don't know how this, I really don't know how this will go. I saw my friend Kirk made a post about it, and let me read what he says. He says Grenada's government will weigh the potential benefits against the risk and public sentiment. The decision would likely depend on the broader geopolitical landscape and the domestic implications of such a move. It's a delicate balance between national sovereignty and the practicalities of international relations. On one hand, accepting a military presence could lead to financial aid and investment, which might be beneficial for Grenada's economy. It could also enhance security cooperation and support. On the other hand, refusing the proposal could further strain relations with the U.S., potentially leading to negative consequences such as reduced aid or increased scrutiny on immigration policies, especially as Grenada has already been experiencing tightening visa restrictions. Why they come and put us in the thing for? Why would they just, according to somebody, leave us to drink rum, play jab, make oil down? How we reach there? Like, why? This is like a case of you just minding your business, you're walking down the road, and boom, somebody want to drag you into something that you have no business. You're just in your home. You're sitting in your home, minding your business, your windows closed, your doors closed, and then somebody come knocking on your door to come and tell you the people business or come and drag you in something that you have nothing to do with. Why they don't like to see people at peace? It's like people just like to disrupt you. We are on a nice footing, things looking good, things looking up. We have new hospital in the pipeline. We have pipeline being run to increase and improve our water supplies. What else we have going on? You have people getting their pay. What else we have going on? How we reach in this? Gabby's asking what aid are we currently receiving from the U.S. I'm not sure, but in terms of grants and what have you, I'm not sure what is it. And boy, I don't envy our government at all. I'm not sure how they're going to handle this, because like I said, you ain't dealing with a rational person. The minute, like a child who has a toy and they take it away and they start throwing a tantrum, when he doesn't get what he wants, all hell break loose. So for us to say, no, thank you for the consideration, but we're not interested. And then on the other hand, Maduro and them up the road saying anybody that get involved is who and what. I never knew Venezuela had all this business, and boy, again, when you have oil, yeah, you could afford to. The military. Just leave us alone now. Leave us alone, please. We do not. How we reach in our business? First to begin with, you went and claimed that you're trying to get rid of drugs and what, and sort out the drug business in Venezuela. And every Monday morning you're hearing about boat being attacked, fired upon in the name of drugs. How we reach in that? We did not sign up. We didn't raise our hand in the class and say, we're interested in doing anything or we're interested in being part of anything. That is your problem. Deal with your problem over there. Why drag other people in it? How are we reaching that? Like, how is that our problem? You see, only promoting Grenada to the world. I agree with Uncle Donnie. We are just interested in minding one another business, who taking who and doing what, drinking rum, playing jab 365 days of the year, making confusion for who and cook with oil down good, making oil down. That is what we're interested in. Anything outside of that, we are not interested. Like how we reach in this, that we have to know, we didn't raise our hand, at least not that I know of. The Prime Minister will have to come and clear the air if he raised his hand in any forum or any discussion saying that we might be interested in listen. This is no joke. Serious business. And if, based on what Venezuela and the officials are saying, anybody else that get involved, basically, you have to deal with the consequences. So all we're asking is that we be left to mind our business. One little thing drop on us, all of us gone. Leave us alone, please and thank you. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know. Like he just get up and decide, you know what? Let me see what trouble I could cause today. Let me see who I could provoke today. Kevin says it's within their right to ask us to do. Listen, it is within their right to ask them, but knowing who we're dealing with, knowing the nature of the beast we're dealing with, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. So yes, it's the right to ask. But when you refuse, you see what happens. Look, one minister already lost the visa because of the whole, Cuban doctor situation. Thank God that has, we've been rectified that and they're now getting proper compensation, what have you. So imagine if we were to say, no, we're not interested. We ain't talking about somebody whose ability to be rational is well known. No, it's not. He is very irrational and he acts a lot on impulse and on emotions. So you ain't get what you want before you know it. So go get back the visa. So before you know it, you hearing we can't get visas again, or we added to the list of countries blocked from entering the US because we have been uncooperative. This is serious. This is serious. And we have to take a look at it. Sure, said clean out up the road. No, for real. First, I say, you don't even ask it and all you're crying. Knowing who we dealing with. You, Mr. Preston, that does jump on plane and go up the road for a weekend and come back, eh? So bear in mind that could cut tail. Good thing I start going over the pond. So you could fight up and make confusion with him when he tell you can't come up the road and you have what? Why not about ride them? You can't book weekend to go for boat ride Sunday and come back Monday morning. We go hear about you. Kenwin, no, not as yet. I ain't even hear from that one yet. Minister, I can't get back his visa with this agreement. If he's going to throw a tantrum. He's going to throw a tantrum. But why Grenada? They just signed a deal with Trinidad with oil business. Go down there. That is what I want to know. How according to thing, how is we? How we reaching that? How is we? Huh? Because we close, listen, sir, please.
Trinidad is right there, right before Grenada, right next to Venezuela. Why would the US want to come and put stuff here to bomb Venezuela? Kamala is in support of the US. So why doesn't she help them and store their stuff?
That's what I say, how we reaching that? Because she has thrown her hat in the ring for the US. She has thrown from day one. She made her position very clear. It is in support of what the US is doing. Yeah? Chanel said, then if they block us, but you see the thing, Chanel, we need them. We need tourism is one of our mainstay. And the US is still one of our biggest markets. Now, if we were to block them from coming here, you know what happening to us? We eat salt, and not forgetting we have SGU as well here. So the implications, and it's like you're caught between a rock and a hard place. So let Salvador go first. Wave this morning. I ain't seen this one. Marisha said we barely have road to drive on. His place to set up militia. We go have Trump just want to puppy show us. Well, he better be puppy show, Like I said, it came from a news, Carib Update News, and like I said, it's I've never heard of them, putting out false information or whatever the case might be. They've always been on the ball with information. So if they're saying that is what's happening, I was trying. Let me see if I could play a little piece of the video for those who missed it. What time now? Okay, let me play it quick, and then we'll jump back in the Christian people business. Where it is? Let me see if I could play it from a thing.
We are coming on the air this hour with this breaking story that Carib Update News has been tracking in recent days. We can report tonight that the United States is preparing to ask Grenada to allow Washington to deploy on the island what has been described as military assets amidst growing tensions in the Southern Caribbean. Multiple diplomatic sources in the region, as well as in Washington, D.C., have told Carib Update News that a formal request will be made to St. George's in a matter of days. The United States is seeking to ramp up its pressure on Venezuela in what Washington has said is its new war against narcotic trafficking, but which critics say is a ruse to advance an American desire for regime change in Caracas. On Monday, a senior U.S. official confirmed that President Donald Trump has called off efforts to reach a diplomatic agreement with Venezuela and instructed his special envoy, Richard Grenell, to cease all outreach. This news follows a series of military strikes on vessels that Washington claims were carrying drugs near Venezuela. Although Trump is reportedly considering strikes inside the South American country, multiple news agencies in the United States say that the president has not yet determined whether to advance his military campaign to a second phase. The pending request to Grenada to have the U.S. deploy so-called military assets here could help with its preparation for the strikes. We have not been able to reach any senior member of the Grenada government regarding their current knowledge of the pending request, and the Prime Minister is out of the country this week in Europe. Grenada could come under intense pressure from Washington to facilitate the deployment, but this, it is expected, will be extremely unpopular in a country that was invaded by United States forces 42 years ago this month. The Grenada government has declared that the Caribbean should remain a zone of peace, and it is not expected that the Dickon Mitchell administration will have any appetite to facilitate such a request. One person close to the government, but not officially a member of the cabinet, when reached late today to be told the news and seek a reaction, said he does not see it happening, declaring that any such facilitation in a place as Grenada would destabilize the state government. This is a developing story that we will continue to follow here at the Carib Update News Service. I am Tahira.
Thank you very much, Carib Update and Tahira. Yeah. So all you follow it, please. Yeah. Don't sleep on that one at all. Follow it up, and
I am
let me.
Tahira at the Carib Update News Service
Okay.
News Center. We
Let me
are
know.
coming on the air this
Hold
hour
on here.
with this.
Okay. Let me know what's going on with that. Don't sleep on it. Follow up, please, and thanks. Them assets and them, I know what assets they want to drop here, but I don't know. You embarrass yourself. Listen, me concerned about what Kamala say and what Kamala do, you know. I'm concerned about what Nicholas and them say up the road. Anybody get involved, that it will not be nice for them. Them people that up there, that people, they don't eat nice, and them people to play with, you know. They ain't care. That is who I'm concerned about. Mr. Man made it very clear. Anybody get involved, you have to deal with the consequences. Yeah? So, we're going to continue to monitor this, and we'll hear whether it's true, false, in between. Hopefully, of course, like she said, the Prime Minister is out of state. So hopefully when he returns, we will get some sort of, we will get more information. If they have contacted or made contact with St. George's or whatever they say, I have to go jab Juve Cruise. We have to say it. You're on your own. You're on your own. Mothers always say not all money is good money, yeah? So take all your time. Anyways, now we move on to the next part, the next segment. Christians, come here. And I ain't talking about wash your foot or one day Christian. I'm talking about staunch Christians. Those of you who believe in the word, you're in the church every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, wherever. You're staunch Christian in every sense of the word. You believe in the good book. You try to live your life accordingly. Come here. Let me ask all your question based on this situation here. Preston, yes, hi. Preston, you don't know if you're coming or you're going. Christelle, morning, good to see you here. But he's a Christian. Preston, you're not considered. We ain't talking to you. But this person wants to know, and it basically reads, my husband and I have been married for 2 years, and before our wedding, the counselor advised us to keep our marriage, especially the intimacy, exciting by trying different positions. Here's the thing, she says, my husband is very muscular, and not every position is comfortable for me. I personally prefer the missionary style. I never get tired of it. Maybe it's because in my church, during couples discussions, most of the older women praise the one, they even call it the male above position. They say it's the best for conception, though we haven't tried for a baby yet since I'm still on contraceptives. I know he's a child and Christian and you're on, but anyway. Here's where my question comes in. My husband sometimes likes when I do other things, which I don't mind. It gives me a little control, and when I get tired, I can stop, but he also enjoys the other one. And honestly, I find it a bit painful. Now, some people say Christians shouldn't do that position at all, that it's unholy. Others say that's pure hypocrisy because what happens between a married couple is private and sacred. So that is why I'm asking Christians to come forward, because I thought when you married and they say your bedroom, come on man, I can't find that. Hold on, somebody's sending me. On the first, yeah. I thought when you got married, it's practically like permission. And does the Bible list which positions are right or wrong for Christians? Because somebody says it gives principles to guide your marriage. And as a Christian, remember that intimacy should reflect love, respect, and unity. How you and your husband choose to enjoy your relationship is a personal matter between the two of you, not the congregation. Because they say the Bible said when you marry, the bed is undefiled. So, hold on, let me get the proper meaning for what's going on here? Let me get the proper meaning of the word and break it down for the Christians in the audience. So it says an undefiled bed refers to the concept of sexual purity and fidelity within the context of marriage. To keep the marriage bed undefiled means that sexual intimacy should be reserved exclusively for the husband and wife, free from any contamination such as adultery, fornication, sex before marriage, or other forms of sexual immorality. The phrase, the marriage bed is to be undefiled, means free from contamination, corruption, or moral impurity. But he ain't not saying nothing about Gucci look back, head spin, nothing of the sort. So what is your concern really? You two of you are married, so you're already following the laws. So you see how little setup thing? Because you're saying he likes when you do other things. But you there stressing and hurting your head about what other people in the church say and about it. 2 Tuesdays, you'll be the same one coming back here, crying, bawling down the place, fresh gun in your nose, talking about your husband cheating on you with somebody else. And you want to know the reason he cheated on you? Because he's tired of the same thing over and over. As much as we like oil dong, I never hear anybody say they could eat oil dong every single day. You might eat it today and eat something else tomorrow and then eat it again the following day. But I never hear somebody say they eat oil dong 7 days a week. So if you're saying you have a problem doing other things, I hope you won't have a problem if your husband decides to step out and look for other things. Because all of this is not your business really, you know. That is the point I was making earlier on with the US. We like, you have to just drop us in all your business. None of us didn't have to know that you weren't like this and he, whatever. Because as far as I'm concerned, your husband didn't seem to have no problem. He liked everything. But you have a problem with it. A problem that is not even a problem. Come on. You're the only one. Come now. Why you keep sending me wrong thing? So she's asking, do you think certain positions are wrong for Christians? Like, miss, where you learn that from? Where them Christians and them Preston? Baptist and Christian is not the same thing. Do you guys think the same way? Do you guys think or feel the same way? Let me read some of the comments here. This person says, hold on. Morning neighbor. She should get checked, as it shouldn't be painful unless he's very well endowed. Why is she letting church people dictate their sex life? Free up, relax, go with the flow. Add some spice. Google and add some spice. Because trust and believe, it can lead to other problems. So if you think you have problems now, when homeboy go outside and start getting what he getting and liking what he getting, then it'll be more problems. So don't think you have problems now. I mean, it's a good topic because it shows that other people think differently. It's sensitive but relevant. Since it's, it connects intimacy with faith and real life marriage dynamics. But all jokes aside, first of all, there's nothing, because you're obviously inexperienced in all of this, and there's nothing wrong with wanting clarity about faith and intimacy. Marriage is sacred, and as I say, the connection between husband and wife, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So when it comes to positions, as far as I'm concerned, there are no specific scripture that dictates which are holy or unholy. Christians, if you are aware of those, please free to lend your voice to the conversation. I'd ask Pastor Rashi for expert opinion. That's a good idea, Delia. Okay, let me make a point too. I'll take note of that. So yeah, I'm saying what matters most to me is mutual respect, trust, love, comfort, and consent. Long as he's not doing anything you don't approve of, something wanting to go left when he should go right, and not on, yeah. Once it's consensual, if both partners are comfortable and it doesn't involve anything degrading or harmful, it's still within the boundaries of God, honor, and marriage. Pain, however, is something to take seriously. If a certain position causes discomfort, communicate openly with your spouse. Intimacy should be enjoyable for both, not something you endure. So you just need to explore what works for you both, and maybe even revisit your counselor or whoever it is for healthy guidance. I think a lot of the times people tend to label things as unholy out of cultural beliefs or personal discomfort and not really biblical truth. Because we got to remember, intimacy in marriage was designed to be fulfilling and creative. What happens between husband and wife is private. Love, respect remains their sacred space. So I honestly don't see nothing wrong with keeping things exciting in a Christian marriage. It's probably to do with your beliefs more than biblical. I honestly don't see anything wrong with keeping things exciting in a Christian marriage. As long as love, care, and consent are the heart of it, I don't see nothing wrong. Someone says the only unholy one is hanging from the chandelier. They didn't know exist back then. Hanging from the chandelier. The only unholy one is hanging from the chandelier. It's much ado about nothing if you ask me. I was with a Christian and that girl had two big... Marisha, have a wonderful day. Preston says sin is the only wrong thing. Sin is anything you do out of ill intention to hurt yourself or others. Miss Woman, go and take your husband from me, please. Yeah, I believe it's a cultural beliefs. I honestly believe, and especially like she said, the older ladies in the church, and people like them not even studying, them not even studying coitus. They don't have time for that. They're busy serving Jesus is their husband and Lord, and they're not. So anything will be wrong in their eyesight. Doesn't mean that it's wrong, but they're just more mature and they're not into the world like that and enjoying, their relationship with God and what have you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes they can, misguide people basically. Because like you said, you've tried other position. And while not everyone is comfortable for you, and you personally prefer, because everybody have their preference, but doesn't mean you would not try other things. I think we all have a preference when it comes to bedroom activities, but you wouldn't just do one thing, right? And the part that really sticks out for me is where you said, I maybe it's because in my church during couples discussions, most of the older women praise this one. They even call it the male above position. They say it's the best for conception, although we haven't tried for a baby yet since I'm still on contraceptives. So she question comes in because her husband likes when she do other things, which she doesn't mind. So what's the problem? Glenn says here, wondering how a church or so-called Christians will determine what I do and don't do in the privacy of my bedroom as a married woman at that. Jared says there's a difference between biblical perspective and human doctrine. History shows that the latter was designed to keep its congregations under control, but these doctrines were not biblical. Ask your pastor to show you where the Bible speaks to or about unholy sexual positions. The problem is most Christians don't think independently and they do not read the Bible, which should be the guide to Christian living. That's a good point. That's a good point. So the Bible doesn't list which ones are right or wrong for Christians. Instead, it gives principles to guide your marriage. As a Christian, remember that intimacy should reflect love, respect, and unity. How you and your husband choose to enjoy your relationship is a personal matter between the two of you and not the congregation. You're just going to enjoy your husband here because who sing the song? Alma Boy? What you don't want to do, somebody else will gladly do it. And the thing about it is not just gladly do it, your husband will enjoy it too. Because he's tired eating the same thing every day. And sooner or later his eyes will start to wander looking for other dishes. You don't want to eat rongdong every day. You don't want to eat pilau every day. You don't want to eat saltfish and provision every day. So you had to mix it up. You can't and get yourself. You're probably too much in your head. And stop listening to them older lady about your business in your bedroom. Morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, I'm all the way from New York, Queens, and I was listening to the program.
Okay, wonderful.
We're talking about the Word of God says, I'm also a minister, so I just want to be quick because I don't want to take up too much of the time.
Okay,
but
great.
The Word of God says the marriage bed is undefiled. All right? So that's as you talk about as long as the marriage bed is stay clean and holy and pure.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about different positions, there's nowhere in the scripture says anything about any position. Marriage is for sex is for two things, for pleasure and also reproduction. Mm-hmm. So there's nowhere in the scripture. Sometimes we try to spiritualize things.
Okay.
But the natural thing is for sex and pleasure, and there's nowhere saying what position to go in. And when you have you are in the bed and you do all, you spice up the whole thing. You got to make the thing
of
do
course.
good, because if it do good, the man would not go outside, but he would tell the woman would not go outside. So that person need to be checked. That person probably has a problem.
Got you.
But nowhere in the scripture saying that this position is wrong or this position is not wrong. You got to spice it up and then make it enjoyable. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate it. Well, that's a nice way to end. We had a minister giving his his input, and I think basically is what we said. Respect, respect, respect. Whatever you choose to do in your husband in the privacy of your home, consensual. It is between the two of you. If there are certain things you don't like, then you have that conversation with him. Certain ones that may be more uncomfortable than others, then you indicate that as well. But to stick to the same thing over and over again because them lady in the church say that better and it's more pleasing in the sight of the Lord. No. Nowhere in the scripture, according to the minister, says that. Yeah? So, sort out your business. Later on, sort out yourself. Surprise your husband. Go on YouTube, not YouTube, go on Google. Go and educate yourself on it. Read up on it. Explore more. Otherwise, you'll be back here singing a different song. So, sort out yourself. All right? And on that note, you see, most of the time, older women are also perimenopausal, menopausal, and don't want their husband to touch them, so be careful who you take advice from. So, but seriously, how do the people in the church know what's going on in your bedroom? They have conversations, they have group conversation, marital, whatever. Me know how they reach and telling them everything, but anyways, guys, that's all for this week. We'll be back next week with more. Thank you so much, Nirvana Spa and Detox. Thank you so much, Beacon Insurance and Western Union, for powering up our ladies' room. And to everyone in the room, thank you so much for your contribution. Hope you have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you next week, God's will. Later. Hey, don't forget St. Joseph's Convent graduation. Oh, and I almost forgot as well. Congratulations to... Oh, I could forget that. Jeez. Congratulations to Keith. Keith Williams. Congratulations. How could I forget to say that to you? You were so deserving of this award. Yeah, he was awarded where I put it? Hold on. I have to do this fast before I go. Yeah, he was awarded the Order of the British Empire, MBE, in recognition of his outstanding contribution to culture and arts in Grenada. The prestigious honor reflects his unwavering dedication, creativity, and commitment to preserving and promoting Grenadian culture. A truly well-deserved recognition. Congratulations, Keith. Dancing Keith, like we just call him, from St. Joseph's Convent. Teacher, he has been awarded the Order of the British Empire, MBE. So happy that you're getting your flowers while you're alive to appreciate it. Well done. Well deserved. Congratulations again, Keith. All right? So, that's it. Later, guys. Have a good one.